Hello, I'm so happy you decided to join me. The more you start to work with me, you're going to see that I like to keep things super simple and digestible because I really felt like in my spiritual path that made all the difference between me sticking with something with consistency, which is super important, or giving up on it altogether. So the more simple we can slip these things into your day, the easier it will be for you to gain more connectedness and start to build a life that you're really excited about. So for today's first tip, it's about how you're starting your day. So make sure you take a look at what time you're starting your day and whether you're sleeping in as a result of this isolation time we're in, and whether that time you're waking up is really serving you. If you feel lethargic and you're kind of waking up already feeling defeated for the day, that means that you're sleeping too late. So set an alarm clock. Give yourself that luxury, if you do have this time too, because when we get back into that real world, you're going to be back at your normal grind, getting out of the house at whatever time you need to. So by all means, enjoy this downtime that we do have, but just be mindful of how it's serving you. So making sure you're getting up at the right time is number one. Once you set that alarm or wake up at the time you desire, do not hit the snooze button. This is so hard for me as well. I always want to do that, but it really just sets you off again into a negative pattern of not following through. So get up at the time you decided, and the very first thing you're going to do is meditation. Now, I know if you're not a meditator, this can be like, oh, what a typical tip, and I'm not really doing that, whatever, I don't feel like it. I did not feel like doing this for years. And what I want to let you know is it does not have to be a huge meditation to make a huge impact on your life. So one of the ways you can cheat around this is simply by going and turning on the coffee machine or, boiling water and making that the time that you spend just a few minutes checking in meditation. All you have to do is follow your breath. If you want guided meditations and things like that, reach out to me. I'll be happy to guide you a little deeper on what you can do. But honestly, if you're just starting out, just a few minutes will be absolutely fine. Your main objective is going to be turning over your day to universal intelligence, a higher power, your divine, whatever you want to call it. And it will tell you if you've decided to work with me or interested in my work, then that kind of spiritual connection is calling out to you in a major, major way. So just get behind it. And if it's a little uncomfortable to you, that's okay too. Just be open. It's really easy to just have a willingness. You don't have to buy into everything. Just be open to it, which will really, really help. Okay, so for the meditation, you're just going to breathe in and out for a few minutes. And remember, you don't have to quiet your mind, because as soon as you sit for meditation, your mind is going to get really, really anxious and want to tell you all these beautiful things. And what you really want to do is hold it in a loving space, like you would if you're talking to an elderly person that wants you to tell you the same story 300 times. You hold that in a loving space instead of a space of judgment. And you just want to let your will be turned over to something bigger than you are, as I said, so that your day is aligned with choices that serve you for the highest good instead of serving your ego self. And again, try not to make this about a means to an end. It's not about, if I do this meditation 500 times, then my life is going to change and I'm going to turn into Buddha or a guru. That's not really the case. It certainly hasn't been for me. What starts to happen is you will start to enjoy the process, even if it's like kicking and screaming at first. You will start to enjoy it, and the practice will become its own reward, which is super beautiful and really what we're all going for here. I always like to use working out as something that is really accessible to people. Even if you don't do it, it's really easy to understand. So for example, you start working out because you want to have that, sexy summertime body, but then after a while, it starts to fuel your brain. You start to be in a higher state of consciousness because it feels good to work out, and then you're really looking for that lift you get from the action alone, and the nice body is just a byproduct of what you're doing for your health and wellness. So think of this meditation that way too. And if you're a more avid meditator, that's cool. Go into those space, and if it's something like, I already do that, then try to go to a new place with it and try to really start to align yourself with universal intelligence and see what it has to offer you there. And again, reach out to me if you want something deeper. I have some processes that I do that are from India and things like that, some chakra meditations that could be a great way for you to dig into this work as well. I like to keep this super short and simple again so that you're interested in really digging into this work. So reach out to me if you have questions, and I love you so much. Have a beautiful day.